I was about to call your name out. Do you go by something else?
I go with Scott. But
Scott, of course you get.
Fine, whatever.
So, Scott, got it. So this is a question. That answer can go to any of those devices that I just mentioned. That's why you're going to tell me all of the little things that you guys are hearing out of your gear. And you still got nothing going on over there? He's got a 50, man.
Well, I got like 4 46s, 3 32s.
Wow.
I mean, it keeps bouncing up and down.
Unless I move it quick.
Yeah, that's
I
because
didn't
you
want to
create
yell
the
it
energy.
out.
I got 327 something. Something came in 327.
Be more
And mine
stressful.
says slip.
Okay.
I didn't want to keep yelling it out, but it was
That is
bouncing really
indigo
high.
slips.
All right, so spirit boxes. So the 2 red ones. So Susan?
I don't know what it was. Just a voice sort of.
No, I'm going to give you the questions.
Oh.
So you and Amy are going to have the same set of questions. By the way, have I screwed up anybody's name yet? All right, cool. If I do, just correct me. I'm okay with it. So the 2 of you, same set of questions. You 2 are going to focus on Eliza's death. She's pretty open about talking about it. The 4 common questions we get: how old were you when you died? What did you die from? Where are you buried? And which president was a pallbearer at your funeral? So again, those are the things you'll focus on. You can either say them out loud or you can just focus on them. There's no right or wrong way to do this. So just kind of let me know whatever you hear out of it. That would be Chrissy and Ruth. Your 2 devices are kind of go in tandem. So Chrissy.
4 questions again. How old? What did you die from? Which president?
Old.
I know.
Where?
Okay.
How? And president.
Okay.
So Chrissy, your device, you're going to be looking for Eliza's full initials. That would be ELP in that order. I am not looking for an anagram out of that. The reason why is because Eliza's the 2nd wife named Eliza from Charles back to back. So the 1st wife also has a maiden name with the letter L. So I want to confirm that we even have one of them here with the ELP out of that. And then hopefully, Ruth, you're going to get what the maiden name actually is. So again, it's an L word. I'm not going to tell you what that is.
That was your pallbearer.
Nash and Maddie, your set of questions, because your device only gives us 1 to 2 syllable answers.
What'd you get?
67. I heard president when we first walked up here.
Well, you're going to hear the word president a lot because of what's going on in South
You
Carolina.
heard president?
When we first walked up here, right before you started talking, it said
Oh.
president.
The mansion's not here anymore, guys. You guys are going to be asking what happened to it, and then if you get the what happened to it, we often will get 2 or 3 numbers from the date. So, again, it's a very specific date, and I'm giving you a clue that it was a tragedy. So kind of keep that in mind. So we are going to spread out in this location. If your cameras aren't already running, go ahead and hit those record buttons. Stay away from the vehicles. I do 1 to 2 round robins with everybody, write down a few notes, and regroup us to give you all of the answers and see what we've been able to collect. So yeah, let's scramble around. Chrissy, I'm going to keep you behind so I can show you some more things about that device, because I want you to play around with it a little bit. I think you can handle it. I don't always show people the other things that this thing can do.
Okay.
But we're
I'm going to keep you in the flame.
on the left dot, so that means it's using the EMF controls. The other 2 are like tap and
It's kind of hard in the parking lot to stay away from the cars.
but on top of letters, let me start that. So you have a full row, it looks like it's starting overwriting it. So when it overwrites it and you get a full row, just take the big green dial, go counterclockwise till it turns off, and then go back
Which
to 1
president?
Okay, so that'll give you a nice fresh row. And that way you're not overwriting letters and we're getting false positives. You see what I'm talking about? The next thing, sometimes I might say, hey, why don't you look for some numbers and turn your
What
dial
did
to
you die from?
This one over here?
The first one should be yes, no, after letters, which will obviously I hate. And then the next one should be just so until you find it. The only problem with this one is it doesn't say
Walk with me.
kind of have to
Oh, okay.
zero wrong.
Okay, walk with me.
Like I heard 501. That kind of thing. And I use 501.
It just keeps saying apartment.
Okay, well, let's walk around a little bit.
Yeah, maybe it'll. She's not answering me. She's not interested. Now it's getting better over here. It's getting taller.
Okay, let's just come over here. 'Cause this is where the mansion was.
Award.
What kind of award?
What kind of award did you get? Did you get an award for your Indigo previous award? We heard about your Indigo, your success with your Indigo. Pattern, you made it in patterns? What type of pattern was it? A flower pattern? Catch.
Oh. Trying to keep cars out of the frame. I'm trying to keep get a picture of you with your thing. Oh, there's a car in the frame. See what she died from.
Handful. Catch handful. Did you catch a handful of... Is that how you won your award? By catching a handful?
All right, Ruth.
How'd she die?
So when I come up to you and I want to see the list, and you can do this too, just hit the little box to the right, and it'll show you everything we've had so far, and you can scroll through it. Just don't hit the red X's. It'll take it out. I don't see anything that stands out to me that's being relevant yet. And then just top right, it brings you back to the main screen. So both buttons are on the right-hand side. Okay, so again, I always like to make sure there's at least one communicator in between every group that I have. This is kind of a staple for me, so I always use this. If it was just you and Scott here, I would use that and give you guys other things, just to make sure we have a verifier. But feel free, it's just funny, I gave both of you guys phones.
Well, that's good.
Just funny, it doesn't always happen.
It's hard to keep cars out in the car.
Yeah, well, again, people just get really weirded out when we're filming.
We're good.
But anything weird on there yet?
Well, something says they won an
here, but there.
award, and I said, how did you win the award? This is catch handful. Something right here.
Okay.
Something called
That was
handful.
previous.
It was a previous award.
So we'll
And it
see.
said catch handful.
I'll look to see if Eliza did win any awards. She may have. It's a possibility. Like, I know that she went to go see the king at that point, or queen, or whoever it was at that point in time. Like, I know she had to take her children and that kind of mentality. But yeah, I mean, keep those kind of conversation pieces going, and I'll see if there's anything that I can verify. Most of the time when you have conversations like that with a ghost, it's personal to you, because it's not
Or it could even
verified.
be somebody else out
It could be.
Mm-hmm.
And we do get a lot of, like, her family members here. I can go anywhere and do this. I'm sure you have. Most people that come to see me have something to show me.
I mean, we
So,
know.
Well, we're doing it here because we don't want to investigate our own homes. We don't want to know.
We don't like to talk about all of it. Our grandparents, my grandparents had a plantation, and I grew up playing in the closets and the little hideaways. And I mean, we grew up that way. And then my parents' home, which is on the land on the same property, is which I own now. I bought that and all the land. Since I
so
was
yeah, you guys got stuff
And
going on. You
so-
just need to
and-
Well, the thing
investigate.
is, that once you start talking about it, it might tear stuff up.
It sounds crazy. Yeah,
Well,
you gotta
then
watch
that's- you just
You
build a
break
relationship
pipes and
with
things like that.
They actually break pipes. They actually.
Everybody watch the
they do
vehicle
everything.
coming through?
They do everything.
Yep.
They do. I mean, stuff.
Yeah.
You have to catch up with everybody. Scott, just so you know, with
Yeah.
our camera, I don't always follow up in real time. I'm
Right.
more about the communication devices, because
Right.
yours and Robbie's camera are super small. I send your videos to YouTube, so that way I can watch them on a computer. You guys
Right.
can watch them on your TV. So don't feel
Yeah.
like I'm leaving you out and I'm just straight talking to mom. It is about, like, communication in real
That's
time
right.
of what we get.
Yeah.
All right, so let me
Get it.
find. I want to get.
Yeah, I'm not.
And with a full moon, it's going to be more receptive too, because they're always
I'm picking up that trash bag more than anything else over there next to the dumpster. Creek.
Is there a creek near here? I don't see a creek out here in the middle of town. Is the creek somewhere else, or did something happen at the creek?
I wonder if that's where the indigo.
Was that where the indigo? Excuse me. Was that where the indigo grew?
Shim Creek? Was it Shim Creek?
Was it Shim Creek?
That's
Oh
near-
yes, it's going crazy. Look. Yeah.
So did you grow indigo at Shim Creek?
Oh look.
And
I
did you
bet
get an award for growing it there? You didn't.
No, she didn't.
So what else is at Shim Creek?
Did you enjoy going there?
No.
No. Imagine she had flowers.
I'll tell you what. Let's go over there away from this car. Let's go over here. Who's the editor?
What did the editor do? She doesn't want to talk about the editor. Are we speaking with Eliza? Are you Eliza or are you someone else? What is your name?
That's how they died.
How did you die? Could you please tell me how you died? We're very interested in you. I'm not getting much of it. This is something maybe they don't want to talk about. There are some sensitive topics.
Well, he said that she likes to talk about it.
Do you like to talk about your home and about your accomplishments? You did a whole lot for me.
I'm not seeing
Let's see.
anything.
Amy, have you heard anything? Okay.
66 for resurrection, for Psalms 18. Death, her heart. I heard, are you gonna let him in?
We're more active over this area.
Mm-hmm.
We're closer to you. No, we're right here.
Nothing.
Right in here.
Oh, there's a car.
This is a spot where you may see some things.
I'm looking, trying to not get cars in.
Began. This is where it began.
Began.
This is where it all began.
Mm-hmm. Who's Charles?
Who is Charles?
Is Charles here?
Is Charles here? Is Charles your husband?
Mm.
How did it begin?
Bring everybody in. Chrissy and Robbie,
Okay,
come
there's
on
a car
back.
getting ready to back up over here, so what's up?
Let's get our fit straight. You stand out here in all black.
Not seeing anything. There's too much stuff going on. There's-
Still crazy?
Well, it was bouncing. Now it's back down low, but it was bouncing between triple digits and 30s, 40s.
So, a couple of things. Cameras, if you want to go ahead and give your hands a break, by all means, hit. Ash, go ahead and put yours on mute. Did you guys hear anything out of yours? Nothing at all? Amy?
As we were walking, I heard, go to the light like twice.
Okay.
What did she get twice?
Go to the light.
Something about war.
Star Supply
Okay.
Ritual. Controversial too.
Anything else? Nothing that stood out? What do you got out
My
of
name
yours?
is Teresa, very clearly.
What did it say?
My name is Teresa.
That is. We're going to find out if there is anybody. Ruth, what do you got on your word list? Give me the last 3 or 4 terms.
Star, Supplier, Ritual, and Nancy.
Yeah, I got nothing on any of those. And anything on the Ouija board over there, Chrissy?
Just back there, we had the word fix,
Uh-huh.
and it almost looked like the word house, but it was an I instead of a U. Like, will they spell everything correctly?
Again, I'm going to write it down just because there is a specific house relative to this particular location.
Yeah, it was HOI.
SE. Okay. Interesting.
I just heard. I thought you beat him up.
Oh, that's
You
perfect
thought
here
you
too.
what?
I thought you beat him up.
I thought you beat them up. That works here too. All right, everybody. So here's how this one's going to go. Camera's running. Best shots are not always going to necessarily be on me. So Scott, with yours, it doesn't have to be because we have enough foliage in here for the thermal differences. Robbie's got it down. You want a shot of the alley going one way or the other, so it doesn't necessarily have to be on a person. Maddie, you got yours down too. Perfect. So this place is called Philadelphia Alley. And by the way, I sincerely apologize for really scooting inside the left. Again, it's the only time I really like, all right, we gotta go in there. So that's only happened, again, from the 2 times where I've had to cancel before in the middle of it, maybe 2 other times where we were just getting some really nasty messages where I said, we gotta go, kind of mentality. So congrats, you were part of the top ranking 10 tours that I've actually had to scoot us along rather quick. So good job, Bill. It's all about you right now. He's like, glad to help.
I'm good, yeah.
So, Philadelphia Alley. This used to be called Duelers Alley. This is where some of the duels used to occur for the city of Charleston. This particular alley is a staple for every ghost tour in town. This was the space I was going to take out this year, but Dr. Ladd likes to follow me around town, and he's giving me messages all over the place. So it's really hard to take this out of my route. So on the weekends, I'm definitely coming back here. So, welcome. Every ghost tour tells you the same story. I'm just going to give you a few extra details because you're ghost hunting. So, here's how this one goes. The doctor moves down here from Rhode Island. So, Chrissy, that's your first clue right there. You're looking for the letters R-I in that order for Rhode Island. The doctor's name is Dr. Joseph Brown Ladd. For those of you listening to your spirit boxes, if the song Brown Eyed Girl comes up while we're here, it's not coincidence. It's part of the doctor's name. We get it all the time. So just kind of be aware of that. Anyway, Dr. Ladd moves down here because he's supposed to get married to his fiancée, Amanda. No, her name is not Nancy this week. So Amanda just inherited a bunch of money from her dead parents. She has an attorney helping her out with all this cash that she just received. The attorney thinks that Dr. Ladd is just after Amanda's money. So he tells Amanda to get rid of the doctor. Dr. Ladd moves down here to Charleston to prove that he's not after Amanda's money. And on his way into town, the coachman that he had set him up to be robbed and killed. It wasn't a very good start to his stay here in Charleston. By the way, this bad coachman is kind of like having a bad Uber driver today. So kind of keep that in mind. Somebody was walking by and seeing what was about to happen with this coachman trying to kill the newcomer. And the person walking by was named Ralph Isaacs. So those initials sound familiar, Chrissy? R-I. So when we actually get the letters R-I, I was getting them out of regular spirit boxes. This is the reason why I have the device that Chrissy's using. I wanted to verify the letters. Because again, it can be hard when people are trying to spell things on the radio, right? So I've had it about half a dozen times in the past year that I've had that device that Chrissy's holding. Keep that in mind. Ralph tells the doctor, dude, I know this guy. He's going to try to kill you. Come with me. I got friends in 59 Church Street. There's your house that you misspelled earlier. So 59 Church Street is where Ralph has some friends. They can rent the doctor a room. The doctor took him up on the offer. They became friends. Now, the longer the doctor's here, why would you do that?
I thought it was the big color I liked, but I wasn't sure.
No, the house is actually yellow.
Yeah, it should have been reading that, but I was like, is this but anyway,
You're closing
yeah,
it.
I'm just trying to think of the address on that.
there was a new house somewhere there, but I couldn't.
59.
Do you see any different?
So the doctor's making more money, and Amanda gets wind of this. And she's moving down soon, so they can be married. And Dr. Ladd then became known as the whistling doctor. Here's why I hate this story. Whistling ghosts are a cliche. Everywhere you're going to go as far as a haunted city, they all have a whistling ghost. Ours just happens to be a doctor. But anyway, we're going to talk about those whistles in just a few minutes because they are a legitimate thing. Unfortunately, we have about them with my routes. So Dr. Ladd and Ralph go see plays together, but they can't sit next to each other because the doctor makes more money. That's the hierarchy of Charleston. He gets better seats. So they're on the way home from talking about the play that they just saw and the new actress, and Dr. Ladd thought she was great, and Ralph did it. It turned into an argument, and Ralph starts insulting the doctor's fiancée back on Rhode Island. It got really ugly, and they go their separate ways. Ralph has friends around town. He goes to his friends at the newspaper and tells them to place an ad for him, telling the whole city of Charleston what he thinks of the doctor. kind of a you're a disgrace to society kind of bullshit. Doc saw the offer being ad in the paper and said, we're going to go to Goulart's Alley. We're going to settle this once and for all. So they came down, they took her 10 paces away from each other, they turned, and the doctor pointed his gun in the air and shot. He didn't want to kill his friend. He wanted to have the courage to show up. But Ralph has his one bullet. He puts it in the kneecap. The doctor. The doc didn't die. He fell to the ground. His friends picked him up, took him home to 59 Church Street. He dies 10 days later, November 2nd of 1786. I'm going to point out two things. He refused medical treatment. It's 1786 because gunshot wounds back then are a lot different than we know of them now. Secondly, he's a doctor, guys. He probably just thought he had lead poisoning and tried to bleed it out himself. So he obviously failed because he died. Every ghost story tells you as you walk through here, listen for the whistles. Everybody hears how quiet it is right now except for the wind coming through and a little air conditioning unit running up the way. Now, it is always this quiet, even on a busy Saturday afternoon. If you're going to try this on your own and walk all the way through the alley, and you're going to try to capture the whistles with your voice recorders from your phone, keep in mind every local knows the damn story. Anybody walking up and down the street or Cumberland can all throw a whistle down the alley. So, including me, exactly. With that said, it was you. I looked straight at you. I heard it. And I always throw a whistle down here since I've been thrown out. Let me explain. That's the fun part of the story. It got some of your attention. Some of you snapped your head pretty quick. So here's how this goes. Also shows you how far I take my research. This alley didn't go all the way through the way we came in. There was a wall up there, about halfway between me and Cumberland Street. The reason why is because this is where they kept the livestock for the city of Charleston. It used to be called Cow Alley before it was Goulart's Alley. So cows, chickens, and goats were down here. What does that mean for you guys? That means that the bricks on the other side, down by Queen Street, are older than the bricks we're standing on. Those bricks down there are sun-dried bricks from slave children. There's a full handprint from a slave child in one of the bricks, along with fingerprint swipes and others. I used to take my groups all the way through to show them that as a history lesson. There's nothing paranormal about it. Remember how I treat graves. That kid is not at that brick, because that's exactly how I treat the brick, just like the grave. So, November 26th of 2020, my entire group of 10, because I'm sold out, and they're all huddled around that brick waiting for something to happen with the gear that I handed out. I'm trying to shoo them along because I know nothing's going to happen, but we're also outside the dining room window of the beautiful mansion at the end of the alley. I'm trying to be respectful, and I didn't realize that I was out of bounds for tours. I was still new at this. So, the new owner of that mansion came out screaming. My daughter thought it was hysterical because her dad's getting yelled at. She was on the tour that night. We moved on. The next day was Thanksgiving. I don't tour on Thanksgiving because I worked in upper management for Walmart for over 10 years, and you guys all like to fight over towels. You guys have scarred me for life. I don't do Thanksgiving. The next day, I called my partner. It's the 28th of November. I called my partner that I had at the time. He doesn't work with me anymore. And I told him what happened, and he laughed at me just like my daughter did and said, dude, you're only allowed to go down halfway, otherwise it's residential. You're not allowed to go down. Reroute your group. Told my group that night because it is Black Friday, and I'm sold out again. I don't believe in the next story because I've never had anything happen over there, and I'm a vampire guy, not a pirate person. I'm obviously going to be discussing pirates next, as you can catch on to that. However, somebody with a spirit box, here's the name Anne. I didn't tell them which pirate we're going to be investigating, the famous female pirate, Anne Bonny. So I was kind of like, oh shit, maybe we're going to get something. We get up and around the corner, I told them a little bit about pirates because I didn't know very much, and I basically told them I really wasn't sure what was going to happen. Somebody else with a spirit box heard the number 300. I didn't know what that one meant, so I wrote it down. I'm doing the research for them. Turns out we were there November 28th of 2020. Anne Bonny's trial for piracy was November 28th of 1720. We were there on the exact 300th anniversary of her pirate trial. I normally get like, oh, that's pretty cool stuff, like head nods from you guys. I was actually pissed off. Let me explain. I have a master's degree in creative writing and a couple of other degrees in writing as well. I need facts and data no matter what I'm writing. If I'm ghost hunting, I definitely need facts and data. Pirate stories come from pirate lore. That's a problem for me. Because pirate lore was written 100 years after the golden age of piracy. None of it is accurate. You have to read a whole hell of a lot more books to be able to figure out what the hell's legit and what's not. Everything we're about to discuss came from a minimum of 2 resources. Just kind of keep that in mind. That was my criteria. I've read most books on pirates, played more video games, and watched more documentaries on pirates than everybody here combined. Trying to make sure like what we had was a legitimate enough story. So we're going to get out of this group's way because they're going to be kind of going down a little bit further.
Yeah, you're good. Sorry.
Come on, Kaya, dig deep.
I'm digging deeper.
Dig deeper.
Ruth, where you at? Ruth, have you had anything show up on your list that I need to know about before we leave the space?
Yes, I had keys, I had hill, and then I had care, work, spring, starting.
Yeah, a whole lot of nothing. Too vague for me. I like very definitive things. Any EMF readings at all? 2.8. And that's because of the length. So we'll debunk those right away. Emil, you have any readings?
I had one. It bounced to 7.31.
I usually say with doors, I require an 8 or above because of the lamp.
Yeah,
And
nothing
you
though.
don't hear anything. I know Nash, you're on mute. Anything crazy on those cameras? Now if you press it sideways, we're all going to have to watch the video like this. There you go. I know you were kind of spot checking there. So, anything on your game I didn't know? Yeah, too easy. Alright, so by the way, the gate behind me, I like to point this guy out to before we leave the space, before you go learn about rated R pirates. I know you laugh at my dad jokes, so thanks for that. The gate behind me, remember I told you that the alley didn't go all the way through where we came in? In the event that there was a loser to the duel over this way, this was the shortcut to get to the cemetery on the other side. So, a lot of locals don't know that actually. Well, in case of nugget history, I just like to throw it out there. I call it the Death Gate. And keep in mind that the wrought iron was probably put there in the early 1900s, but you can see that the archway is definitely part of the original deal. So again, just a nice little fun fact. I do get things every once in a while. We'll just say gate, like go to gate, things like that. Kind of keep that in mind. All right, we're going to go cut through that group up there in the end, and we're going to go learn about these crazy pirates. If you have a camera, just kind of keep it discreet as we walk by that group. You don't have to turn it off. If you want to, you can. Give your hands a break. It's completely up to you. Just don't film the people at the end. That's the point. All right, let's do it. Pirates it is.
Hi, Susie.
Pirate's favorite letter.
Oh, I saw something in the gate.
You did?
Nash, what'd you get?
I got 300.
Wow, right on the money, huh? Anything, Ruth? Any coming out of yours?
Any wooden H-U-H.
H-U-H?
H-U-H.
Is there an S in front of that by chance?
No, just H-U-H. There's a who's. Right afterwards, it's got who's. And then it's got H-U-H.
And Chrissy, you got anything?
Mm-mm.
Okay. So the walls are shaking. That was heard from both spirit boxes, by the way. Actually makes complete sense over here. I don't know how many tours you guys have been taking around town, but the original Charlestown walls was Cumberland Street. That was one of the walls. So the fact that you heard that as you guys were answering in space, like I'm not surprised. So we'll kind of see if anything else pops up around that.
I got that.
What is it?
That.
Like BAT? Still spelling something. Didn't you have something else that was spelled besides the word fix? I wrote down that phrase. Yeah. Misspelled.
Actually, it's bats. Both of them. Does that mean they're gonna like come out?
Like more,
Yeah.
like I'm gonna turn into a bunch of bats? 'Cause
Yeah,
I'm in the vampires?
BATS, yeah.
70s and 80s. Like 70s and 80s music. Did you get that too?
All right, so let's regroup over here, guys. Let's get in a little bit tighter. We're going to cover the history here. We won't be able to spread out. Again, we're going to stay away from, looks like we got about 5 or 6 cars in here. They'll probably be leaving at the same time that we are going through this. I bring us back here, but we're going to be discussing that little building up there. Did you guys notice the little cross or the big crosses on there? Those aren't crosses. Those are earthquake bolts. If you're not familiar with those because you're not from here, they're basically turnbuckles. So the whole point of them is that if we have another earthquake like what we did in 1886, which we haven't, by the way, you can turn those turnbuckles. It tightens the building so it doesn't incur further damage. It's a great idea. It just doesn't work.
Steel.
Guys have been seeing those all over town in the form of Charleston charm bullshit, like lion heads and tigers and shit. So yeah, it's just part of the Charleston charm. It just doesn't work. It's just a weird thing. But I bring those up on purpose because they're actually part of the reason why we're here. Those big ones on that little building, which by the way, that's the Gunpowder magazine. It's a museum now. It's a great $5 to spend if you want to learn about architecture. But anyway, I'm not an advocate for the building, but those big ones are the first set that Charleston ever put in. The reason why is that building is the oldest government building in South Carolina. It was finished in 1713. We are here because this building was being constructed at the same time that Anne Bonny was coming here to start her new life. That's the whole point. This is what I call a familiar. For those of you that watch the TV shows, you have seen that new device. They call it a Boo Buddy. It's a teddy bear with the little blinky light EMF meter in it. They use it to attract the child ghost because they would recognize it as a toy. Think of that concept with this building. There's not many buildings this old in Charleston, and Anne would hopefully recognize it. Fingers crossed she will be here at the same time that we are. Now, the building took 10 years to build. Does that sound like our government? Small building? 10 years? No, not at all. So our history begins right in the middle of it. I will slow down on the twists just to make sure everybody grabs them, but I will speed through everything else because there's a lot of information here, and then we'll be able to fully investigate the whole space. Now, 1708, a young lady moves here from Ireland. Her name is Anne Cormack. She comes here with her father and his mistress. The mistress is Anne's mother. Is everybody with me? I think so. Looks like it. Now, the three of them are running away from her father's angry wife. How pissed was that woman that she kicked them out of the damn country when there's no airplanes, fellas? So if you're here with your lady friend, make sure you're nice to her. She'll kick you all the way up to Canada. And then we do have planes. A lot easier to do that nowadays. But anyway, so they land in Georgetown. That's between us and Myrtle Beach. Kind of gives you that idea. That's where they live. When they land, Dad bought a plantation, but Mom dies pretty quickly. That means Dad is now sending young Anne from Georgetown all the way down here to Charlestown to sell things from that plantation to keep things afloat. Hence the familiar building. Now, back home in Ireland, they say Anne was kind of a badass even when she was a little girl. At the age of 7, 8, 9 years old, remember it's pirate lore, nothing is exact, they say she killed a servant with a knife to the belly. I'm just giving you the mentality of this young lady as we go through her history. Now, fast forward, the building's done, but by 1715, 2 years after that, pirates are starting to come through Charlestown. Anne is stoked. The reason why, she's going to fall in love with one of these gents so that way she can earn her freedom, just like a man. So the first guy she falls in love with, and I said first because there was a handful, that's what makes the damn story so good. We're going to go through all these gentlemen. First guy is James Bonny. You already see where this one's going because I've already told you her pirate name. Dad didn't approve, they ran away to Jamaica, they got married, Anne Cormack becomes Anne Bonny. However, when she gets down there, she realizes her new husband is not the Captain Jack Sparrow that she was hoping for. This guy turns out to be a privateer, which means he's a spy for the British. He's a coward. This isn't who she wanted. She falls in love again. Guy number 2. This is John Rackham, but everybody calls him Calico Jack. This is the guy they based your Johnny Depp character off of in case you were wondering who this guy is. Jack has his own ship, he has his own crew. Anne wants to be part of the crew, but you can't put a female on a pirate ship. Does anybody know why you can't put a female on a pirate ship? I usually get 30 answers from somebody. It's bad luck. Thank you, Chrissy, for keeping it family friendly. Good job, Emil.
No kids here.
I normally, if I do have kids, trust me, I don't throw that question out because you guys all shuffle your feet like I'm not answering that with little Johnny here. But anyway, now with that said, he makes a deal with her. If you dress like a guy, look like the crew, you can be part of the crew. She's okay with this because Dad used to cross-dress her as a boy apprentice back home in Ireland to hide her from his wife. She gets it. It's a man's world. But we are all adults here, and we can put 2 and 2 together. She is a female in his quarters. She's eventually going to get pregnant. You cannot have a pregnant pirate dude on the crew. Somebody will figure out that she's a girl. So before she starts to show her pregnancy, Jack drops her off in Cuba. Have the baby here, come back later, we'll figure it out. She goes and has that baby, but returns without a child. We have no idea what happened to the baby, by the way. So if you ask her and get a direct answer, I can't prove it. It's personal to you. Now anyway, she does come back dressed as a female as well. This makes Jack pretty pissed off. Now, to make him even more pissed off, she's gonna go flirting with the pirate crew he just captured. They're down below deck. Guy number 3, in case you lost track. Guy number 3 turns out to be a female, dressed like a guy to be part of the crew that Calico Jack just captured. So now we have 2 females, dressed like males, trying to be pirates. You guys getting my point? Lots going on here. Now, this young lady's name was Mary Reed. She went by Mark Reed to become a pirate. Now, Mary and Anne became friends, maybe lovers. We're not really certain because of the time frame. But the British find out where they are. They send a fleet of ships to come take down one pirate ship. The rumor is that Anne and Mary were the only 2 pirates to come up with 1-bullet flintlocks because all the other pirates were too drunk to come up and fight. So, 1-bullet flintlocks out of 2 ladies are not going to work very well against a whole fleet of Navy ships. They get arrested. As they're being arrested, Anne looks at her captain and beau, Calico Jack, and she says, "I'm sorry to see you here, but if you would have fought like a man, you wouldn't be hanged like a dog." The word dog shows up a lot on your communication devices. So, the judge wants to see the 2 men, quote unquote, that fought back so valiantly on their own. He's already tried and hung Calico Jack and the drunk pirates that wouldn't fight, so they're dead and gone. The 2 ladies go in front and reveal their gender. The judge could give a shit that they are female. He's still pirates. He's still going to hang them. They scream out, "We plead our bellies," because you cannot hang a pregnant woman in 1720. It's illegal. So he sends them both back to jail and delays the hanging. Dad is still up here in South Carolina with all of his Irish money. He bails out Anne and brings her home. She remarries. That's husband number 2, but guy number 4, because we're going to count married. We don't really know. She has 4 kids, dies at the age of 84. Very abrupt ending because we don't know squat about her after her pirate career. Mary Reed, however, died 5 months later in that Jamaican jail from whatever pirates die from in a Jamaican jail. Use your imagination. Call it scurvy. I don't care. Most books will tell you that it was fever. Make it nice and simple. Here's what I left out of the story. I'm not going to control the environment like what we did at the Pinckney Mansion. You can ask whatever you want to here because she is kind of a snarky pirate. So, I did leave out the names of Anne Bonny's parents. I did not tell you what those were. That's the father and the mistress. I didn't tell you the name of the city that she grew up in, Ireland, the name of Calico Jack's ship, and the color of her hair. Everything else is fair game. Ask whatever the hell you want to. If you get a direct answer, please let me know what that direct answer is. What is going on around this quarantine? This is crazy madness. I haven't seen a Saturday this busy since like 4th of July weekend. Like, this is nuts. I feel like I'm screaming at you guys. EMF, I'm actually more excited about EMF on this back half, gentlemen. So the closer you get over there, you do have 2 electrical poles with the transformers that are lower and the electrical lines of the parking meters over there. So don't get too excited about anything over there. And then cameras, again, nice slow movements out of here, and we'll see what we can capture. I didn't get a chance to talk to Maddie at the Pinckney Mansion, so I think I'm going to talk to her first about some of the things that I found on the camera. But definitely get your spirit boxes unmuted, crank them up, and I'll do my round robins and see what we got going on in here. And hopefully we don't get 300 milligauss EMF like what we had at the Pinckney Mansion. Yeah, we expect a 0. So I'm actually excited about it.
Okay, so let's go over here and start talking.
Okay, so I'm sure you've noticed, and you can keep that unmuted because I want to look at that it will pick up on shadows.
City, yeah.
Yeah, so tell us what you did in the city.
Did you want to get out of the city? What city in Ireland are you from? Are you from Ireland? What city in Ireland? Why did you leave Ireland?
Did you enjoy it better on the ships? Did you enjoy riding ships? Where did you go? What did you do on the ships? I don't think she's here.
Who are we speaking with? Who are you?
Constant.
now that everything has calmed down with me from the Pinckney Mansion site, how's it going, guys?
we're not getting a whole lot.
What's funny is we actually had quite a bit come out of this location last night.
Constant. Now I had some like city commissioner switch, maybe like they switched our identities or something.
Or they switch lovers.
Yeah, switch lovers.
We do get a lot of like sexual type terms around here. So that wouldn't keep standing out to me for some odd reason too.
Well, you know what? We thought, you know, Nancy, I have an aunt, Nancy, her husband's a banker. The bank is on here too.
Okay.
I says,
Well, what was his name?
Marshall.
We'll see if Marshall shows up somewhere.
Yeah.
Don't tell anybody else besides me.
And see right there it is. And then it shows bank.
It's got other
And
too.
all this yeah, it has other stuff.
Yeah.
Editor and all this. I mean, it's got a lot of stuff that.
And you only have 51 terms so far. We normally get about 75 to 100 through the whole night. Last night we actually had 150 more. Like, it was a lot. That thing last night was on fire. Like, it was doing great. But it's pretty weak tonight. I'm not gonna lie.
I haven't felt much.
Yeah. Like I said, there's not a whole lot going on with this one here specifically. Your camera, by the way, loves to act up in here. So if you're filming somebody, what I've seen in the past is whoever you're filming, their device will literally shut down. Like, you'll see white static go over the camera, and then their device will shut down. It's mainly with the red spirit boxes. And it's happened, I want to say 3 times now in the past 3 years of coming here, but it's always at this location. It's the weirdest thing.
That's odd.
It is.
Yeah, I haven't seen anything. I haven't felt anything, to be honest with you.
I haven't felt anything tonight.
There's a lot of people out, though. That's why. I think it's just too many people.
But with a full moon, yeah, it is. But with the full moon, you would think it would.
Yeah. Let's just see this. Yeah, I haven't seen.
Isn't that one? Is that one of the older buildings? I wonder if you touched the building, if it would have an energy.
Well, if you want to go, we'll go on over there.
See if it would have.
That's what we're here for. That's what we're here for.
It pulls the energy out of it because it's not already. It doesn't just come out in the middle of a parking lot.
That's what we're here for.
Buildings have tremendous energy.
Is anybody here? Will you talk to us?
It's very low. My thing's very low. It's not. It's almost flat. There's nothing out here tonight. Not in here.
Let's go over here. Let's go over closer to the old that building over there.
Let's go over here closer to this oldest building. The oldest government building. Oh my golly.
There we go.
Look at those things that they turn. I didn't know about things like that. How did that tighten things up?
It's a turnbuckle. You
Is
see
it
the screws in
attached
the
to the
middle? It has a
beams?
beam through the middle. You turn
That's
the
what I
screws.
was saying. It had beams or something. It's jumping around here though.
So do you like all the people around here? Do you like having all the busy?
No. It's too many people around here tonight, isn't it? It's spring break. That's what's going on.
I had spring.
Yeah, it did. It's spring break. Spring break has all these people running all over the place tonight. Yes, it's getting taller and much, much taller because of that. It is. There are a lot of people in the city tonight.
Yeah.
Yes.
So are there any pirates out here? Or would you rather be called a privateer?
Oh, she's got tall on that one. You'd rather be a privateer. Yes.
So is that more noble?
Or is it more fun? Yeah, it's more fun. It went away. Yeah, it's more fun being one of those. Yes. Oh, it's turning orange.
Yes.
Yes. Look at that. Yes.
Do you think we make good privateers?
You don't think I'd make a very good
Oh, is that our
privateer?
destiny?
Is that our destiny?
Oh, we're going to get on a ship tomorrow. Do you think that's what we're going to do?
Yeah, a shift. Yeah, we're getting on tomorrow. We're getting on a ship. Would I make a good pirate on the ship?
Or do you think that we would be good just cooking? Oh.
Escape. She said to escape.
Oh, so we're going to escape. We're going to escape the city. Is that what you do? Well, did you have to escape?
Yes, you had to escape because they were after you. Did they catch you? They did.
Did you escape because you were pregnant? Were you scared?
What happened to the baby? What happened to your baby? Did you give your baby to someone to care for? Yes, you had to escape because it was dangerous. Yes, we know that. It was better. It was better if she escaped. Yes, you had to.
Where did you escape from? Was it in England or Ireland, or was it here in Charleston? We want to know about you. So
Charleston's orange.
So where did you escape from?
Escape from Charleston.
Operating.
You were operating a pirate organization? Notion?
Yeah.
You had a notion to be a pirate, yes. That was a lot of fun, and it was also profitable, wasn't it? Yes.
Or did you just like the ocean?
The ocean is fun.
Yeah.
You enjoy the ocean.
Yeah. What was it about the ocean that you liked? What about being what was it fun trying to get things from people? Was it fun trying to see what you could get, or fun being on an adventure?
I think you liked a life of adventure. And you liked being a brave woman, which was something very unusual at that time. Yes. She's gone.
Yeah.
She's gone.
Yeah. Who are you? Are you going to tell us who you are?
What is your name? We would love to know your name.
Or could you show yourself?
Yes, show yourself.
I can take a picture here. This is my mom. You can take a picture with my
You can
mother
stand
here.
beside me. I'm his mother. Just like you have a child. This is my child. My child will take a picture.
Were you just like Charleston?
You moms could stand together. Yes. I'd love for you to go stand with me. And show yourself. We're so glad that you're communicating with us tonight. We appreciate it. We're proud of you being a brave, feisty woman. Yes. Yeah.
Do you want us to leave?
Would you like to keep talking with us now and tell us some more things? We're very interested in you. We'd like to hear of your adventures. Tell us about your stories, your adventures. You've seen so much. You did. Yes, you did.
Uh-huh.
You did. You had lots of adventures. Yes, you did.
Is there anything we should know about this place?
Did you have any secrets? What secrets did you have? Tell us a secret that you didn't tell other people. What is your secret? we know you did a lot. You went many places. Did you? And there were the islands. You lived in Cuba. You lived in Jamaica. You know, those are very nice places. You enjoyed being on the ship. You wanted to get back on the ship again. Yes. Yes,
Yeah.
I got on.
Did you like the sea breeze, the wind?
She liked the adventure. The adventure. Yeah, that was it.
Anything on the word list?
Oh,
What do you got now?
well, it's
we
been
were
going
just
crazy
having a
over here.
conversation. We were having a regular conversation over here. Oh, mail. We've had a really good conversation. She likes adventure. She did things. We asked her, what'd you do? And she, it was all kinds of stuff.
I'm just showing the list.
We
But
asked her
yeah,
why
it
she
started
left.
out way on down here. We started getting a lot.
Started it.
This commissioner,
City
then city,
commissioner.
constant, finger, destiny,
It was her destiny to
shift,
do this.
escape, better, operating, notion, did, veil.
What's funny is I was just telling the other two ladies that it's common to hear female gendered terms here, like she, her, that girl, girls just want to have fun. Like it's common to get those things here, and here it is that it says male.
Yeah.
The exact opposite.
And we told them we were going on to get on a ship tomorrow, and it said shift. And I said, no, we're getting on a ship. I said, do you think
Well, it was
we'd
like
make
immediate though.
You're trying to escape.
And I said,
Yeah.
no. I said, do you think we'd make good pirates? And then escape popped up.
Oh yeah,
and
we're
then
probably
it
not.
said better, so it'd be better if we escaped because they don't think we'd make good pirates. We were just laughing.
That is funny.
Yeah, they were talking with us.
And that's why I love this
I mean,
app, is
I could
because
feel
it
this.
is general
And
terms.
that's when we asked. I said, we're getting a ship, and they said shift, and I said, no, a ship. And I said, do you think I'd make a good pirate? And they said escape.
Nice. I'm gonna rain this all
And then
in on
it
this
said
one.
better. It was hilarious.
That's better. All right, guys, let's rein it in.
I'm not a good.
I haven't seen any.
Oh me. I mean, that was really going.
All right. Let's get a
Did
little
you get
closer
any
away from
energy?
those cars. I don't know why they got little tags on them, but so a couple of you were just asking about like some of the apps. Behind me is Henry Timrod. He was born in 1828, so it was like a hot damn, look at my ghost kind of mentality. So here's how his story goes. He's a writer, and he's sick through most of his life. So that trying to breathe and the word blood are going to come into play here real fast. So he's old enough to fight in the Civil War, because he's born in 1828. Civil War was 1860s, for those of you that have forgotten those years. But he goes out to the battlefield for the Confederate Army, and his comrades realize he's too sick to fight. So they sent him home, knowing he was too sick, but they also knew he was a writer. They said, go be the voice of the war. So he came home and started writing poetry about what was going on the battlefield. He became known as the Laureate of the Confederacy. So it's a pretty prestigious title for writers, by the way. A couple years go by, and he has a son. His son's name is Willie. He was named after Henry's father. So, by the way, she said the phrase, he was named after the name Henry, and I'm having trouble breathing. So that's going to make a lot of sense here in just a minute, too. So anyway, the son's name is Willie, born on Christmas Eve. He dies 9 months later, and him and his wife Katie are now mourning. And Henry isn't writing as much as what he used to. He has a college friend of his, another writer. His name is Paul Hamilton Hayne. So he realizes that Henry isn't writing as much and offers him his cottage in Columbia. That's in the middle of the state. He says, go out there and get back on track. So he goes out there, and that's where he wrote his last words. His last words were, beholder of brief mortality, which basically translates to, dear person with short life. And then he coughed, and it landed on the page in a blood stain. Now, he had tuberculosis. He died right there. Age 38 with pen in hand. Perfect way for a writer to go. Now, we're here because of that blood stain. It is known as the Blood Book, and they only show it one day a year at the Charleston Library Society on Halloween, and the reason is it looks like a man writing at his desk. Now, you have to be a member to go see it, but the internet's beautiful. I'm going to show you what the page looks like, and then we're going to go talk to Amy as if she's Henry Timrod, and those images that Robbie's going to see are hopefully going to complement what is being said as a conversation back and forth. So sorry, but your device at this point has to be on mute, so you're kind of out of the game. You lose. So here is that blood stain.
Oh wow!
You definitely see where it looks like a man writing at his desk. So again, I have a whole slew of terms that she said between the name Henry, the word blood. I'm having trouble breathing. He was named after. She said it on the way in.
Okay.
And I'm like, are you freaking kidding me right now?
I turned mine down. Okay.
So, but again, definitely how this is going to work out. Obviously, Chrissy knows that she's going to keep her camera directly on them, so you guys have a nice clear shot of this. And I'm not going to give them this history that I just told you. They're going to have to wait for the recordings. Again, I don't like to repeat stories if I don't have to. So EMF, we have gotten triple digit in here, Emil. So, but just kind of keep an eye on both of your devices.
Do I listen at all?
You can. If you hear something, by all means, just let me know what it is. Just try not to shout because we do have neighbors. So when we get over there, just keep an eye on your devices, cameras. If you want to get some footage while we're here, we have gotten images of Henry basically waving at us in this location. So again, Nash is really the only one that's kind of out of the game. Everybody else, let me know what's going on with your devices as I'm questioning Amy. You guys getting the point? All right, let's go talk to a ghost and see what we can get. Okay, we are going to circle around nice and tight so we can make sure we get good footage. And then, of course, yeah, Steven, you're in a perfect spot. So here's how this is going to go. So Amy, you're not going to be able to hear me. So in the event that you are too loud, because we do have neighbors, try not to piss them off, he's going to tap you on the shoulder. That means just quiet down a little bit. I don't think we're going to have that problem with you. Other people, yeah, it would be a big problem. When we're done, he's going to tap you on the leg. That means you take off your own gear. There's no, I'm never going to touch you. Obviously, you're going to be able to hear me because you're just going to have a headset on. But you are going to be able to hear a bunch of things. Say whatever you hear, including the words yes or no. I may ask our ghost if I'm wearing a black vest. I'm expecting you to say yes to verify that he's here. Okay, so that's kind of how this one goes. You're going to be seeing images created by AI, and my phone's going to be in there. So if my wife is sending you dirty messages, you have to let me know what they are. Because again, that's how this one goes. So those images, you might get 1, you might get 12. I never know. I don't know what they're going to look like. I don't know what they are. Keep it simple, because she's probably going to be saying a lot of different things. By the way, did you figure out your blindfold? It doesn't go all the way around your head, by the way. It's a Batman mask. So no, you did not figure it out. Okay, it's okay. So with your imagery, just give us 2 people, bench, tree. That's kind of what I'm looking for. In the event that she's not giving me much, I may ask you probing questions. What's the time period? What are they wearing? What gender are they? That kind of thing. So just give it to me simple, and we'll kind of take it from there. Your glasses, and you can put that over your glasses if you want to. It's completely up to you, but that's where your ears go. Again, it's a Batman mask. Guy last night was mad that I didn't make it a Spider-Man mask. I can't do the masks here, guys. So they're all going to be telling me things that are going on with their devices, and obviously Chrissy, wherever she's at, she's going to be filming the entire thing, so that way you guys can see how this is going to actually go down. I will not give you the history tonight. You will have to wait for the recordings. I only keep you guys under for 10 minutes, just so you guys have that idea. Let me get this puppy started. And the minute Amy puts those headphones on, turn your spirit box all the way up so you can't hear me. And I will test to make sure you cannot hear me, and that's when we start.
I got she wasn't like the dirty dancing.
Yep. Okay, so it's 11:01, and I can definitely hear her spirit box. Amy, what color is a blue banana? Okay, she can't hear me. Perfect. So Henry, we're going to start things off nice and slow, like we always do. Can you tell us, I mean, you were already giving Amy some clues, but I want to start it off nice and easy. Can you tell us something about your occupation? We're setting up the green box, so that way you can use that too. Give us something about your occupation.
When do I start saying?
Whenever you start hearing things. All you'll have to do is look straight ahead. And I don't know if you've ever used one of these, but this is your focus in case you should. Henry, looks like we had a little trouble with the start time, so if you could tell us something about your occupation, that would be great. You're going to see gray smoke in there, Robbie, but an image will appear before it. It's not going to be in the gray smoke.
Yeah, I see it.
Okay, dude with blue eyes. Does he have a mustache?
Yeah.
Is it like a very furry mustache, or is it kind of...
unlock door system. That's some stuff.
Okay. us in that image?
It's going now.
Okay, yeah, they don't stay up there long. And I'm not sure if that was you in the image, but we're looking for something about your occupation. She doesn't say anything in the next like 30 seconds. We're going to look up her headline and you're going to tell her just to remember to talk. Sometimes people get in there and think they're supposed to memorize everything.
2 battles.
Okay. 2 battles. There we go. We're going straight into the war, Henry. So can you tell us about the war? Which war did you serve in?
You are.
Which war did you serve in?
Shake hands.
There was a whole lot of shaking hands during the war. And Ruth, keep an eye on your word list because sometimes things pop up for you too.
Prison.
Prison. Henry, can you tell us what happened to you on the battlefield?
There's a horse.
You know that.
Some gravestones.
I do know what happened, Henry. We're looking for verification that you're here. I kind of already know that you are based on what Amy's already heard from you. So let's get a little bit more detail. Let's answer my questions directly. What's going on with that horse?
It's just hanging out in the graveyard.
7-6.
Like it's bucking, I guess, or trying to run.
Henry, can you tell us what you did about the war when you came back home to Charleston? What did you do about it? How did you help out? If her breathing gets weird, Stephen, let me know, because people have hyperventilated underneath this before. She's focused right now, I can see that. Henry, talk to us about the war. So you're the one that went right into it.
All night long.
Another AC/DC song, good job. Henry, tell us more about the war, please. We'll take images too. Just show us what you did about the war when you came home. We're here respectfully. We're the only group here, which is an odd thing for a Saturday night. You know this. Henry, is somebody else here with you? There's a bunch of letters going off back there. Who you got?
Nothing that spells anything.
She said
Take
number?
a breath.
A breath. You said earlier that you couldn't breathe. You want to talk about your disease now? No. This is what Henry normally doesn't like, is all the people calling. Saturday nights are usually filled with weddings on Main Street.
Oh.
Henry, the
Take
noise.
me away.
Yeah, we know. The noise won't last long. We'll get past it. Henry, let's get some specific answers we can actually verify.
I have no idea what
Make an attempt.
it is. I don't even know how to explain it.
I mean, do we have leaves? Do we have...
No, it looks like fabric.
What color is the fabric?
Beige, but then there's a thing in the middle. It looks like a reflection with a mouth maybe moving.
Interesting. And you guys will all be able to see his images before we part ways. Like, I'll be able to show them to you, and it'll be in your report, just so you guys know. And I give them all to you, whether I feel they're relevant or not.
Somewhere.
Okay, let's get back to Henry. Not really sure what that image is, Henry. Not really sure that you knew what that image was. And we are running out of time. We only have 4 minutes left. So we've been discussing the war. You want to give us anything you did about the war, I'll take it. I'm still trying to get to your occupation. Did she say evil?
We've got wicked.
Wicked and evil at the same time.
What was the other one? It popped at the same time.
Henry, what'd you do about the war? Let's get serious about this. What did you do? breathing seems a little more intense. Is she okay?
Asked her.
Henry, what'd you do about the war? You
I
want to
don't
change
want to be here.
Okay. Do you want us to leave? Do you want us to go home? You got to be able to tell us. You know, I'll take the hint. But this is how I learn about you. I like getting it straight from the horse's mouth. No pun intended with the image that was seen earlier. You need to tell us what you did. Henry? Anybody else getting anything on
He said lens. I wonder if it's showing up on somebody's camera.
76. That's the second time you've said it. Lens.
It's
Yeah,
showing
but
up
we're
on
gonna
your
get an image.
camera.
Henry, I know that there is a
Somebody's
bunch of horses
lens.
asses around
It
here
says
right now.
lens.
Just hooting and hollering, but that's how they have a good time. This is how we learn. You gotta tell us what's happening. If you want us to leave, you gotta be able to tell us. You could say home. If somebody else is here with you, I'd like to know what their first name is. It's a nice cold breeze coming through. I'll watch that phone. Where's it at? That was like a really pretty cold breeze coming through. I just want to see what the temperatures are on that. Henry, you're not really giving us much. I'm surprised.
There is no body.
I know, Henry. My apologies, but I can't
Is
control
that
that.
what?
Somebody just said something over there that
You
showed
want
up
to give
on
us
the-
another image, we'll call it a night.
Production.
You give us another image in the green box. Sure, Robbie would like to not fall asleep in there.
I've been here before.
Pretty cloudy.
Been here before. I know. I usually make you that deal just to try to get something out of you. Show you we mean no harm. We're learning.
Red.
To stretch. I saw that little him-haw out of you, Steve. Like, could be. Henry, you're not giving us much of anything, so I'm gonna give you a last chance here. I'm gonna count it out. Is it going once? Let's try to get an image.
Keys? Definitely keys.
Okay.
Steak.
Two of them. One looks like it actually has maybe a deadbolt style thing in the middle of it.
Okay.
They're shaped different though.
Inhuman.
Henry,
They're on a wooden box too, if that helps.
have to see it. I'm gonna honor my word here, Henry. You've given us another image. Can you say goodnight to us?
760.
Burn that 76. What the hell's going on with that 76? Henry going twice. Any last words? And let's go ahead and tap her out. Go ahead, Robbie, peel that thing off your face. Alright guys, stop your videos. Kind of give us